Okay, the problem that we're having is it will not calibrate the way it's supposed to, or every diagram or video that we've seen so far. So I'm going to run through how we have it wired, and hopefully this will explain, or it'll help explain why this isn't working. We'll start with the potentiometer. The potentiometer right now is centered on its axis. The red wire indicates 5 volts, the yellow wire indicates a wiper, and the black wire indicates ground. Now we're going to follow these wires over to the Kangaroo. The Kangaroo shows that the ground is on B, the red is on your 5 volts, and the wiper is on A. So you have B, 5 volts, and A. If we stay here at the dip switch is on, off, on. Alright, we'll follow this back to our battery supply. We have a ground and a hot. Okay, so B1, I believe it is hot, and B2 is ground. Then we have a little drill driver here that we converted. These are the hot and ground to the drill driver. All of the other pieces are gone. There's nothing in here except for where the wire hooks to the stator and the rotor. We'll go back over here, follow up to the battery. The battery is hot on this side and cold on this side. I'm going to give the board power, and I'm going to go through the calibration process as we see it. We have power. We have a blue LED light on the Sabertooth. I have no light on the Kangaroo. I'm going to push the Kangaroo's calibration button and hold it. I now have the LED for the Kangaroo is flashing. I am still centered on the potentiometer, and now I'm going to just hit the calibration button one time. Okay, now I have a steady flash. I'm going to come back over here to the potentiometer. I'm still centered. I'm rotating it to the right towards the positive part of the pole. All the way to the right. Stop. Back to center. Stop. All the way to the left, the negative side of the pole. Stop. Back to center. Neutral. 2 volts. Okay, now that we're there, I'm going to again go back to the Kangaroo, and I am going to hit the button one time and wait for the device to calibrate or self-calibrate. Okay, while we're waiting for that, I'd like to go back over to the dip switches. The dip switches are on, off, on. The dip switches on the Sabertooth are off, on, off, or excuse me, off, on, off, on, off. Still nothing is happening with the motor, nothing is going on, we don't have any jittering, it's not doing anything. So I'm kind of confused about where the wiring is incorrect. We just don't seem to be able to conquer the issue looking at all of the documentation that we've been given. I'm going to go to the potentiometer and get a voltage on center, which is swinging between 2 and 3, so we're a little high on center. If I move, I don't want to touch anything because I am hoping and praying that the thing will jump into calibration mode, but I'm going to turn it back just a little bit. And we have a solid 2 volts. So if I rotate it all the way to the positive end of the pole, we have 5 volts. If I go all the way to the negative end of the pole, can I see the voltage?
Yeah.
We have 0 volts. So we're going from 0 through to 5 volts through the potentiometer.
You're at the board and get voltage.
I can't get to the voltage on the board right this second. The voltage on the board from the battery is 12 volts. Actually 12 volts. And we have no voltage coming out to the motor at all. Nothing.
What about here? Anything?
I have 3 volts. I don't know if I'm supposed to have voltage there or not. And 5 volts on this side. So any help at all would be greatly appreciated. I hate to jump off like this right off the bat, but if I can't make this work, or we can't get instructed on how to make this work with the potentiometer so that we can use this for a remote control robot, is it possible to get our money back and so we can possibly go a different route? I mean, the kids have been waiting for about 6 weeks now for this one activity to happen, and we just can't make it work. I'd like to think I was smarter than this, but I don't know. Thank you.